Hey everyone, welcome to Comments with Bueller. As always, I'm Bueller. Today is episode 146 of the brand new Coffee and Comic Show. And as you can see, I got my good friend Bob here back with me. Bob, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. You know, I've had almost 2 full weeks off.
Yeah.
You know, holidays, vacationing, and just,
Drinking?
Coffee.
A little bit of drinking.
And so...
A little bit of loving.
A little bit of love, but I'm back.
There you go.
And it feels good to be here. So
well, that's good.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too. You're back on the bus. It's been a couple of weeks since you were here.
Yeah.
We had you guys don't know this, but last time we had a fake table. It wasn't real or nothing. We were just really throwing some stuff together to try to make it look legit.
Yeah.
But it's been 2 weeks and I've actually done quite a bit of stuff on the bus.
Yeah.
To try to get things better. Try to make things look a little bit better with the glare and stuff like this. As you can see, we got a different background. We're going to get curtains in the background and stuff as well. That's going to help. So it's a work in progress to kind of make sure everything looks really good. We're going to get some blackout curtains like I was just telling you.
Yeah.
That'll make a big difference when we get those. But I think it's getting better. So let me know, give me some feedback. How do you think the bus is looking? How do you think the videos are looking as we are making them right now? This is kind of our learning process before I hit the road. So I'll learn on how to get all this stuff done before I'm rolling and interviewing, like Rob Liefeld and all those guys. So
Having Todd McFarlane on here and all
that.
that.
Yeah, we just talked about that. It's kinda,
but
weird there.
Seriously.
I got a little light thing hitting me right in the face. I can see it when I move around. It hits me right in the face there. It's kind of cool. Hits my mouth.
I can see it. It's coming from right over here.
Yeah, okay. It's highlighting my teeth, I guess. Anyway.
But here's the thing. I mean, since the last time I was here, you have done a lot inside. I mean, you guys are seeing the video here.
Yeah.
But it does feel more homey. It feels more like it's getting ready.
Yeah.
And so it's really cool. I mean, just the overall feel is just so much different than the last time I was here.
The blackout curtains are really going to help because I can control the lighting when I get that in there. As soon as I get that in there, there won't be some weird line going across my face like there is now. And those are coming. So they just go on Velcro. They're going to be cut to fit the right length and stuff like that, and they'll be on both sides. And then the curtains, my mom's making curtains.
That's awesome.
They're going to be black with little red trim and stuff like that.
Your mom's so awesome.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. We're going to put the doors on the shelves and everything. And like the countertop with all the equipment is sitting on, it's all done. Like the sink is done. You can get water and everything, the microwave and all sorts of good stuff. So camera placement, I think, works pretty good. We're sucking in our gut, so look,
as much as possible.
As much as possible.
I suck in my gut. You can't tell.
I told her the vest helps. I haven't worn the vest for 2 weeks because it was cold in here. And now I have a heater, and now I have the vest on. It definitely does make a difference because man, I looked huge, especially sitting next to Damien.
Right.
He's just a little dude.
The very first time that we were inside of here, you know, we had that table and we were both kind of laid back, bellies hanging out. And when I was watching Boba Fett this week, and they brought out the Hutt twins, and I was like,
"That was us.
That was us, man."
I'm the dude hut. I'm the dude hut.
Whatever.
You're the lady hut.
But it was like we were the Hutts that day, man.
That's gross. Anyway, we're drinking coffee as well. We got coffee from Mocha Express. I'm just drinking a black coffee because this is actually my second coffee from them today. And so I'm just taking a little sip. Bob got it on the way here. Bob, what are you drinking today?
I am drinking an Americano with 4 shots this time.
Nice.
And some sugar-free vanilla sweetener. It was brewed with cinnamon. It's my favorite way I get it from there. And
brewed with cinnamon.
Oh, yeah. It's so good. So good.
Did you take it to the ball?
I took it to the ball, bro.
So there's ball in there?
No. See, look, just
okay. That's our code word for whipped cream is taking it to the ball.
That's right.
If it doesn't go to the ball, there's no whipped cream. What was the Kylie Jenner goes to the ball? Is your drink?
Oh my gosh, we have fun, you guys.
Yeah, we do.
Whatever you can think about us, we have fun.
Anyway, let's do a rundown of the show today. We'll talk about what's going on. We have some great announcements. We'll be talking about those here in a minute, and some thank yous as well. We'll have our first 5 brought to you by Bird City Comics. We'll have our topic today, which is brought to you by Black Box Comics. Our topic today is People's Choice Best Comic Books of 2021. You guys have all heard everyone's top 10 lists and stuff on the YouTubers and stuff. I don't care what they have to say. I could care less, all those top 10 lists. We wanted to hear from you guys. So you guys shared with us your favorites, and we're going to talk about those today. Not some other dude's favorites. It's, I don't know what they're doing, but you know what? These are your favorite books of 2021, and we're going to talk about those. Look how shiny Bob is. Look at that. See that blackout curtain?
It's the afterglow.
That blackout curtain is going to help a lot. We're going to get rid of that. But look at that. It's like the first day it's been sunny here. Right. For like, I don't know, a month and a half. But anyway, my solar system is probably doing really well.
That's right.
There you go. So we'll have that topic today. We'll have our Final Five brought to you by Bird City Comics. We'll have our Was It Good brought to you by Comics on Coffee, where we talk about the books we read and the books we're going to read. We have our random thoughts. We're going to talk about Boba Fett, the TV show, and I'll give you kind of a bus update as well. And another movie I watched this past weekend I thought was pretty good. I'm going to share that with you as well. So let's go ahead and jump into our announcements and some really cool things here. First things first, congratulations to Two Brothers Comics. They have their very first exclusive coming out. I don't know if you saw that yet.
I didn't, but that's awesome.
It's called Supermassive #1. It's an image book, a brand new image book, and you can get it at their website, twobrotherscomics.com. And I think it's like $20-25 somewhere in there with the shipping or something like that. But it's their very first exclusive. They're teaming up with one of the local comic shops that I think Dustin goes to to put this out. So there's limited like 500, and you can get them autographed by the artist and something like that. So anyway, we're going to have probably an image pop up on screen here if I get that from them. If not, we'll show it to you next week, and as long as you can order it, go do it. So support them. They're a great channel. They've supported us in the past. And, I mean, they sent me my Iron Man #1.
Yeah.
Among other things. They're just two good guys. That are, like I said before, there's one attractive one and one not that great. Not that great.
Which one he's not saying.
Yeah, but I think I'm going to tell you which one here after this.
Okay.
Yeah, something going on. So we'll talk about it here in a minute. So congratulations to them. But
congrats, guys.
Here's another cool thing that happened. We were just talking about this. Guess who made a return? We know.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Jim Comics. And he's back. So we love this guy. I've talked about him many times in the past. He stopped doing a video for a year. He finally came back on like New Year's Day, and he's done 2 videos.
2 videos, yeah.
And you know what? I love the guy. And thank you, Jim, for being back. If you haven't checked out Jim Comics and you want to know anyone you want to listen to as far as speculation or maybe investing in comic books, he is the guy.
He's the guy to listen to. He really is.
He is the guy, hands down the best guy to listen. Don't listen to anyone else but him. And he doesn't sell books either.
He doesn't.
But he does the research, and it's legit stuff, and he's the guy to listen to. So welcome back, Jim. Go check out his channel. I'll put a link down there. Jim's Comics. Awesome dude. Still have never met him. Want to meet him someday. Lives up in Canada.
Yeah.
I'll have to go visit him.
Actually, on that second video, it's got a pretty cool giveaway. So if you go watch that second video you just put out, you can get a pretty cool giveaway. I think
I didn't see the second one yet. He just put it out, didn't he?
Yeah.
I have to watch it. Let's see. Another thing real quick. Comics on Coffee, we're doing a weekly giveaway going forward on the show.
Awesome.
So all you got to do is leave a comment on the video, and you are entered to win a bag of coffee. And they have multiple bags of coffee that you can get on their website, comicsoncoffee.com. And just leave a comment. You'll be automatically entered, and every week we'll pick a winner, and they will send it directly to you. So I don't have to do any of the shipping.
Wow.
Which is just fantastic.
Because I
hate doing shipping.
I know.
So thank you, Comics on Coffee. Just go to their website, and you can also buy stuff there with the code Bueller, save 15%. But a weekly giveaway going forward, bag of coffee, or maybe some pods. I don't know for sure. Some sort of coffee.
Some sort of coffee.
Another thing I want to say really quick, and I just showed this to Bob, and I'm just going to say this real fast. So I got a package this week, and I'm not going to get into too much detail because it's kind of private. But the gentleman that sent this to me, and he'll recognize it right now, his name is Bob as well. I want to say thank you to him and what he did in this letter. Bob just read it as well. Just
very heartfelt, awesome.
Very heartfelt.
Yeah.
Wonderful letter. And yes, I will take you up on your offer for sure. I will keep my eyes open. And I want to show you right there, Excelsior. That's a little sticker he gave me and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
But, it's just a really heartfelt letter. And so this gentleman's name was Bob as well, like I said. And I just want to say thank you to him publicly. Like I said, I'm not going to share the letter because it is kind of private. But thank you so much, my friend. Really meant a lot to me, and I was really happy to share it with Bob and kind of get that kind of out of nowhere. And I was like, oh, wow, this kind of really made my day. So thank you Very
cool, very cool origin story as well. Loved every minute of that letter.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. So thank you for sharing that with me.
Yep. I want to say thank you to our super chats that we've gotten in the past and going forward. Appreciate that. It does help us out a lot. I also want to say thank you to our Patreon members. If you want to join our Patreon, it's the price of one comic book a month, $3.99 a month. If you think Bob is worth Bob's worth one comic book a month,
all of me.
The black actually does pretty good. If you think I'm worth one comic book a month, all of me. Then please join our Patreon. It does help out. I want to start doing some more stuff for my Patreon. I know I've said that in the past, but going forward, as I'm on the road doing things, I want to do something special for our Patreon members. So please join the Patreon. It definitely is going to help out more than it ever has in the past, because going forward, there's just some expenses that, believe it or not, there's more expenses of what I'm going to be doing than me just living at my house. And I've kind of figured it out. I thought, but anyway, no worries, guys. So thank you very much to our current Patreons. Like I said, if you want to join, please do so. Keeps the lights going, keeps the wheels rolling, keeps Bob's stomach flowing. I don't know, something like that. Okay, let's go ahead and get to our first 5, brought to you by Bird City Comics. Bob, want to go first, buddy?
Sure thing, man. So I brought some more of my recent pickups in the last couple of months. And so my first 5 is a bunch of Flash comics. Let me put my glasses on so I can tell you the issue number. There's issue number 193.
Nice.
Very cool there. We got...
how's our books looking? They're looking good. We're trying to get a good view on those now.
And we got issue number 140.
Nice.
And then issue number 143 going up against the Green Lantern. And then issue number 181, a very cool issue with that samurai guy. And then this is a really, really nice, this is like the best copy I've seen of this in a long time. This is issue number 163. And I think I may submit this one.
Oh, cool.
But look how nice a copy that one is.
Oh, I love the red pops on that.
Yeah, and it's always hard to get those black covers in a higher grade.
Yeah, I'll show it again, and I'll put it where it should go.
Well, you're a Flash fan as well.
Are you trying to collect the Flash, or what's the deal?
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to collect the Silver Age run from 106.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to go up to 250, from 106 to 250 in that run, and then after that, just smatterings of the keys that I want. But that era of Flash, especially with Carmen Infantino, was one of my favorite creators of all time. And that is my favorite run of the Flash.
Nice.
And so, yeah, I
very cool. Yeah, I noticed that you've been buying a bunch of those.
Pretty significant amount of them right now. So
nice.
Yeah.
All right, I got my first 5, and you know what? You know that big lottery thing that people just won?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't win it.
No.
But I went out and I spent a bunch of money.
There you go.
I was like, you know what? It's time for me to spend some money. So I'm going to show you some of these books I got. Batman and Robin number 232, first appearance of Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul, there you
go. I got the Incredible Hulk number 1, first appearance of the Hulk. I got Werewolf by Night number 32, the first appearance of Moon Knight. Man, I spent a lot of money. X-Men number 1, first appearance of the X-Men team.
This is awesome, bro.
There we go. Look at these, man. Just awesome. And then, I couldn't resist. I got a good deal on it, so I had to pull the trigger. Hulk 181, first appearance of Wolverine. Another one, Grail, marked off my list right there.
No matter how much you paid for them, they're all awesome comics, bro.
Yeah, this one was close to 4.
Was it?
4, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they were all close to 4.
All close to 4?
Around the $3.99 and 4.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Something like this. So anyway, I really went all out and spent blew my wad, I guess.
But, I mean, really, you did buy some comics this week because you put a haul video out this week.
I did.
First one in a long time.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
And you got some pretty cool books on there.
I actually have a bunch of books. I have like a long box of books I got that I'm going to be doing some haul videos on and stuff. But for the most part, because people are asking me about those books, are you selling those and stuff, I'm like, yes. Most of the books I'm going to be buying going forward, except for the ones I'm reading and enjoying, like the back issues. I'm probably going to be buying them to sell and because the run I want to work on is the Spawn.
Oh,
and so I'm going to be buying books and selling them, as my travel, as I go along, and using that to A, fund the travel, and B, put together my Spawn run that I want to do. Because really, somebody asked me, how much of Spawn do you have? I have issue 1, and then I have issue 290. So pretty much from 2 to 289, I need.
I might have some for you. I got some duplicates.
Yeah, I've had some in the past. Don't get me wrong. I've had a nice selection of Spawn. It's just I've sold them all over the years.
Yeah.
So from 290 up, I have. But I have 1 and 290 and up. So between number 2 and 289. So I got almost 300 books to begin. So
I'll bring you some this week.
There you go. So anyway, if you guys have any extra Spawn books you don't want, that's my new run. That's my new run I want to put together and want to have, and actually have that run in my collection. Some of the runs I had before were Uncanny X-Men. I had a great run of that. As you know, I sold that off. Mm-hmm. I had like number 94 to 300 with like 3 or 4 holes. I pretty much had every key that there was except for a couple of them.
Yeah. I
had the first Phoenix or whatnot. I had 94 and all that stuff. 100 was a gift from you and stuff. And then I had another nice run that I sold off. Actually, I sold all my comics. I sold all my runs. So, but the Spawn one is one I've never had before, and I would like to have a run of Spawn because that's currently my favorite book right now. So.
That's awesome, man.
And somebody was asking me, how many comics can I take on the bus? And these seats that we're sitting on, there's a lot of storage. I've measured it out. I can put 4 short boxes under each seat.
That should tell you how big our butts are.
Yeah. There's no room for someone else sitting here, by the way. But, Jesus, you know what? But, God. So 8 short boxes of comics I can store on the bus permanently. And that's kind of what my limit's going to be, how much stuff I'm going to keep. And then I have room for others, but those are the ones that I'm going to sell. And I'll probably be using the Whatnot app or a couple of YouTube auctions.
Sure. But
mainly the Whatnot app because that's kind of my deal with them starts up next month. And I'm looking forward to use it. I don't even know how to use their app. And I really need to learn how to use it since I'm signed up with them. And but from what I understand, people really enjoy it. And I'm looking forward to starting off because I love starting off auctions with $1. You've watched me.
Yeah.
I started all my stuff with $1, and that's how they do it. And I like that stuff. So
yeah. It's
cheap. I can only set the price. That's the only thing I control, $1, and then go from there. Anyway, that was our first 5. It's gonna be a long video. Brought to you by Bird City Comics. Go to their website and code Bueller. You save 10%. Let's go ahead and go to our topic.
Yeah.
And our topic today is brought to you by Black Box Comics. And this is great because I always forget, but now I'm not. You go to their website, enter code Bueller10, blackboxcomics.net, you save 10%. They got a new book coming out called Wilder. Wilder. It's written down, number 1.
I thought for them the same thing this week. I'm like, I'm not forgetting it this time.
It's like 3 weeks in a row. Wilder, number 1. There's a couple different variants I'll show you on the screen. The one of the variants is pretty cool. It's got the 2 characters on the front. I don't know the artist, but it looks amazing. And then the regular cover as well. And also they have a project, I know, I'll say it now because Jonathan just announced it. Jonathan Hedrick of The Recount is now doing a project with Black Box Comics, which I'm very happy for. And I don't know, like I've mentioned this in the past, this project that's becoming from Black Box Comics and Jonathan Hedrick is because of me.
That's awesome.
Because I took one guy and stuck him with another guy. I said, Jonathan's like, I've always wanted to work with them. I might know somebody there. So I called up Dimitri over at Black Box and said, hey, man, you need to talk to my buddy Jonathan. They talked, they worked it out, and they're working on a project together. So I'm
making it happen, baby.
That's really cool. Two really cool guys. Dimitri with Black Box Comics. Jonathan, one of my favorite creators, The Recount. He's an awesome dude. They're working together, making a project. Fantastic. Couldn't be more happy, to be totally honest.
I can't wait to see this.
I think it's a ways off, but you know what? I'm definitely, I've already told them I want to do an exclusive for it. So
sweet, man.
Hopefully my name's in the book. Thank you, Travis. Or Bueller, or whatever you want to put it in there.
That'd be awesome.
Just throwing that out there. Anyway, our topic is best books of 2021. We're now in January, the second week of January. These are the best books by you, the people, not by the creators that are telling you guys what the best ones were. We're not telling you anything. These are by you, but you guys decided this. I might share some extra ones at the end, but most of them will be mentioned or whatnot. But we wanted to hear from you guys and what you guys had to say. So that's what's important, and that's what the show's about. It's about what you guys have to say. So, Bob, you were up first. Go ahead.
All right.
And I have examples.
Oh, awesome.
As you read along, I will show the examples.
All right. So the first one comes from Venom Spawn. He says, I loved all the Spawn books, but also Hot Valley Days and Cocaine Nights, Geiger, Noctera, Nottingham, Stray Dogs, Space Bastards, to name a few.
He's got a great list.
Yeah.
And honestly, on that whole list, I like almost every single one of them. Hot Valley Days, Cocaine Nights, actually, it's right above me right there, the trade paperback. And I've talked about that quite a bit. But he's one of the only persons, a few did, that mentioned all the Spawn titles. So let's just kind of go through some Spawn. Obviously, talked about it a little bit earlier. We only had the regular Spawn at the beginning of the year. Regular Spawn, this is the only title that's ever been really available, except for some mini-series like the Death of Spawn or something like that. You know, it had the little mini one. Yeah. I can't remember what it was. But Spawn's universe is now expanded here in 2021 and even more so going through this year. So we first started off with Spawn Universe #1. This was a one-shot that came out earlier in the year. And then we got King Spawn, which is this right now. This is about 5 or 6 issues in right now. And now we have Gunslinger Spawn. A lot of people are liking this one. This is #1. This came out just a few months ago. We have 3 issues so far of that one. And then this coming week, we have the Scorched, which is like taking King Spawn and Gunslinger Spawn, that Lady Spawn, I don't know, what, She Spawn, whatever.
She Spawn.
Yeah, so it's making a team, like an Avengers team, but of Spawn characters. And you know what? It's about time. And because I'm a huge... They're not all written by McFarlane. There's a lot of people working on this together, you know. But I'm pretty sure they all kind of work together. All these titles are going to be like in continuity in the Spawn universe. So they all kind of have to share that going forward. The nice thing about this, and I keep on saying this, and I'll always say this, besides the first issue, which is special, it's $5.99, it's thicker, it's double the size or whatnot, you know. All the issues of all the series, all 4 of the different series are going to go on. Spawn, King Spawn, Gunslinger Spawn, the Scorch are all $2.99.
$2.99. Man, that is so awesome.
They're all on my pull list. All 4 of them, and every cover. I have every cover on my pull list. Because they were making 4 covers for each. They're now down to 2 because of the paper shortage, some other things in the industry. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but their variant covers are going down as far as
significantly
how many of there are being made. Perfect example is Zenoscope. Used to put out 4 covers of every issue. They only do 1, maybe 2, if that.
Yeah.
So these are down to 2 covers, the 2 regular covers. I don't really get the ratio ones if there is. But Spawn, I think, needs to be recognized as something really cool that happened in 2021.
Yeah.
With the expansion of the universe. It's going really well. It's been received really well. They've been good quality books, good story, beautiful artwork. What more can you ask for? And a $2.99 price point.
Right.
It's easily one of my top picks of the year for all of them. All of them. I look forward to the Scorched. I actually just got a review copy of it yesterday. I'm probably going to take a look at it today and see how it is. But Spawn, it's got Tom McFarlane. Thank you, sir, for expanding the universe and really putting your stamp out there. I mean, you think about it, Spawn came out in 1990, 93, 94, early 90s. And since then, that's really been the only book of an ongoing book. And now we have, finally, 30 years later, we finally actually have a multiple universe Spawn.
Right.
Now we get to enjoy it, Hopefully, how it turns out, we get 1 a week. Like, they rotate the titles. Spawn, King Spawn, Gunslinger Spawn, Scorch. So 1 a week type thing. So that would be great.
I think it would be too. This is one of those titles that when it was first announced, I have never doubted Todd McFarlane in my life. Everything he touches is gold. But this is one of those moves that I thought, he's getting older, and, it's very hard to launch a universe.
Yeah.
And, could he actually pull this off. Because my thing is that's another 3 books to put on my pull list when I'm trying to trim the fat. And
trim other fat.
Well, I gotta do that too. But and I was like, can he really do this? And so I remained skeptical until I read the books. And I gotta tell you, everything that's come out has been awesome. Yeah. And I'm really looking forward to Scorch this week. Yeah. And so we'll see where it goes. But I'm actually even more honored because of the fact that he's keeping the price point at $2.99.
Yeah, I didn't know if he was going to do that for sure.
I didn't either, and I'm going to support the guy.
Yeah, $2.99 plus a cardstock cover.
Right.
And good page quality.
Oh man, and they've been amazing.
Yeah.
So digging it, much good, very very cool.
Okay, you got the next one.
All right. So this one comes from Old School Comics. Hey B, I'm sure I enjoyed most of what will be most frequently voted for, but here are some other comics I loved, most overlooked, dollar box gems. Man-Bat 4 issue series. He mentions The Flash, number 774 and 776. Radiant Black, sci-fi fun, especially number 10 Blacklight edition. That was a great book. Not All Robots. not all robots.
Okay, that's good.
Robots. Out. The Me You Loved in the Dark, Erratic, Batman, Superman, number 16 through 21. Hope this helps. Be well.
Okay, I haven't read the Not All Robots.
Neither have I.
But, whatever. Here's the thing. I didn't really have too much on his list. I did have a Flash book, but not the issue that he's referring to. I did have. We did have a copy of Radiant Black, and we actually interviewed the creator for that, the writer of that on the show when we were at the Comic-Con, Washington State Summer Con. He signed a couple books for us, and I think we gave them away because I couldn't find them and stuff. But I remember in the Radiant Black, he kind of got pissed. Remember when we were like...
That's right.
I mean, he wasn't big, he was just playing with us. But it's like, I'm like, dude, how come you have to kill the main guy? And he's like, not everyone knows yet. Like, I came out like a week ago or whatnot. And he like gets up and walks off or something like that. Yeah. He was just playing. But I haven't been on board on that one from that point because I heard like they killed the main guy and had the other guy kind of step in his shoes, but something else was going to happen as well, and I fell off from that point. You know, I read the first one, I thought it was interesting or whatnot, but from what it sounds like, most people who are reading it really do enjoy it. Are you still on that book at all?
No. I dropped off at about the same time that you did. I thought he actually got more mad because of some of the comments about, you were originally on Power Rangers and now you're writing Power Rangers again. And you're like, I'm not writing Power Rangers again. But people had commented on that, so we brought it up. So, as we do. But I fell off of it. From what I understand, there's a new book coming out in that series that introduces another character. It looks pretty cool.
I think it's the one that they're doing, that the Two Brothers is doing.
Oh, is it? Oh, really?
I think that's what, if I'm not mistaken, because it looked like that variant that they're doing. And what was it called? The Super Massive, okay? The variant that they're doing looks like the character from Radiant Black.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's what it is.
So I did order that book because previews came out this week. And so I figured I'd try it out. And so we'll see what happens on it. But in the last year, I did trim a lot of books off, and that just happened to be one of them. It wasn't bad. Yeah. It just I had to make a choice.
Yeah. I like how he said Flash 774 and 776, not 775. Sorry, 775.
Right.
You sucked. But 774 was good, and 776 was good. But 775, that was ass.
That was a dumper. No, I'm not sure about those two issues. I really stopped getting the Flash. Now, I'm a huge Flash fan, but when Joshua Williamson stopped his run on the Flash, I think I read the first 2 issues of the new writer, and I wasn't impressed, and I just dropped it off my list. Yeah. And I hope, and pray that it becomes good again, because I always loved, picking up the Flash. But I'm intrigued to find out what these issues are now.
Yeah, there you go. All right, you got the next one as well.
All All right, so the next one is from our good friend Ezra Quinn James. He says, Gilliam March's Carmen moved me and spoke to me in ways that no comic ever has. It might sound goofy, but this comic honestly saved my life. So not only my favorite comic of the year, but my favorite ever. Other favorites of the year, though, were Red Room, Stray Dogs, Nice House on the Lake, The Unbelievable Unteens, The Many Deaths of Layla Starr, that was the top of a lot of people's lists, Nottingham, and the Other History of the DC Universe. Pretty cool books there.
I have Nice House on the Lake is one of the books he mentions in there. We'll talk about that in a minute. But his main one was Carmen. And that was the one with like the weird skeleton lady and stuff like that was like nude all the time.
Right.
That's what I remember.
I remember that too. I mean, I think I read the first issue. No offense.
Yeah.
It just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
But I'm intrigued to know how it saved his life. I'd love Ezra, if you could maybe leave a comment and maybe expound upon that. And maybe it's too personal. I don't know. But I'd love to hear about how that comic saved your life, because that's really intriguing. But from what I remember, Carmen was a book that was well received.
Yeah.
It just, after that first issue, the first one that I read, I was like, this is not for me. So
I think it was about suicide or something like that. I don't know for sure. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of in the same boat from what he said. Just hearing what his response was to it and how much it meant to him, I kind of want to know why.
Yeah.
And so whether, if Ezra gets to us and lets us know, that'd be great. If you want to send an email, you can. But I want to read it and see what why it made that. Maybe I could connect the dots from reading it. But I remember when that came out. I think I did get the first issue. I don't know. Or I did read the first issue. I didn't go any further than that. But I remember the book by it. I was like looking at the name. I'm like, what was that? What was that? And I looked at it, like, oh yeah, that one. So I remember a couple people really liking it and hitting on it pretty hard. So I was like, maybe it's worth a revisit. It's nice going back and seeing some of these books.
For sure.
Because new books every Wednesday. So right. I mean, but bringing these books back up, that kind of, once they're done. You kind of forget about them. I mean, Nice House on the Lake, that's pretty much on everyone's mind still because it's ongoing, even though it's taking a break. Right. It's still an ongoing title. It's in the news or whatnot. So that's why I put this one up there. This is the great Things from Another World exclusive. It's probably my favorite one that they've done, to be honest. Mm-hmm. He mentioned a lot of other ones, The Many Deaths of Layla Starr. A lot of people like that one. Mm-hmm. And some other ones as well that we're going to probably get to as we go along. So, but some really good picks. And the Other History of the DC Universe, I remember when that came out, I kind of looked at that one. Didn't really intrigue me, but it did Ezra, so I might need to revisit it. So.
Absolutely. And I love the fact that he mentions that a comic book saved his life. We've mentioned so many times on the show our personal history with comic books, how much they mean to us, and it's stories like that hook us in, keep us buying this amazing medium because it's so much more than just pictures and words on a page. And you've heard my story many times, and comic books is something that's deep-seated into my soul. And they have always been there for me. So I love the fact that he shared that with us.
All right, I got the next one here. This is from Fantastic Comics and Art. He says, I think my favorite I've heard zero people talking about this year is New Mutants. Vita Ayala is really doing something special with these characters. Rob Reese artwork has been spectacular as well. Reminiscent of Sienkiewicz and Del Mundo. Sienkiewicz and Del Mundo? Sienkiewicz. So anyway, there you go. New Mutants right there.
All right.
I haven't read any of them.
After...
Last New Mutants I read was Chris Claremont.
Really?
New Mutants. Sure.
So you didn't read any of the House of X?
No.
Any of that stuff?
I've never read any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Or House of X?
House of X, Powers of 10.
Oh, yeah. Right? But I'm talking about New Mutants specific.
But that's right. They went to X-Force. They didn't go to New Mutants.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't remember. But did they call it New Mutants this year?
Yeah, it's right here.
Let me see.
I think I'm showing.
Oh, that's right. I did not read it myself.
Well, they're on like issue 20. I mean, this is a random one I found in my extra piles.
There you go.
But apparently, it's a pretty good book. We're missing out.
We are, and that's one of the things that again, I knew I was going to regret some things. Yeah. But I just, when it comes to the X-Men, the X universe, it's always been some of my favorites. But there's again, Marvel's putting out 25 books.
Yeah.
I can't buy them all. And it just doesn't feel like my X-Men anymore. And so, great that people are still reading these, that they're into the characters. But when I hear stuff like this, I'm like, what am I missing?
I think they're right. They said 0 people talking about this title. That's why I'm telling you, this video isn't ours. This is your picks. You're not going to find this on anyone else's top 10 books of 2021.
Right.
Okay? Because it's not about them. It's about what you guys said.
That's awesome.
That's why it's on here. New Mutants, whatever. I never read any of it. So it's on there. They're showing it. So there you go. Awesome. I got the next one from Patrick Mariagno. God, I probably get that wrong every time. Okay, so this is a big one. This was on a lot of people's list, to be totally honest. He says, Stray Dogs was hands down the best comic of the year. I also really enjoyed Stillwater from Zdarsky, who is one of the best writers out there today. So here you go, Stray Dogs, getting some love. And he's right. There was probably, Stray Dogs was probably the one that was mentioned the most on the list. And I have a trade paperback signed by the creator. I got that at the Rose City Comic Con or something like that. And I've never read it. I've never read.
Really?
Yeah, I looked at it when it came out. I told you when it came out, I was like, it looks too cartoony.
Right.
And it didn't intrigue me at all. I literally bought this for my daughter because she has a little puppy or whatnot. I'm going to give that to her. Mm-hmm. Did you read the whole series?
Yes, I did. I read the whole series.
Did you love it?
I would say I love it.
Was it good?
It was good. It was definitely good.
or how Damien did it last week. Hey, Damien, was it good? And he'd be like, it was so good. He was like freaking me out, man.
Yeah, man, he was doing all right. He was doing fine, man.
Yeah, he was awesome. So.
But yeah, I mean, the artwork and the story didn't match, and I think that's what made it so magical for so many people.
Yeah.
For me, because it felt like Don Bluth artwork. The story being as twisted as it was, it was hard for me to put the two together. Yeah. And but amazing, really, truly. And I think even more so, I think the more fun I had with this book was all of the variant covers that were horror book homage.
Oh yeah.
And the next series that's coming out has even more of those.
Did you get that one shot?
No, I didn't get the one shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't get it either.
Yeah.
But anyway, this was like the main book. This was the one
this was huge
talked
this year.
about the most. Now, I want to say something real quick. Last year, when we did similar to this, talking about the best books of 2020, there was one book that was above all everyone else all the time. It was mentioned in almost every comment. This year, it was barely mentioned at all. Really hardly. New Mutants had more mentions than this one did. To be honest, in these comments, you want to know what it was?
Something is killing the children.
And that's interesting you say that because I didn't have to say anything.
Well, I remember last year.
Yeah. So Something is Killing the Children was hardly mentioned at all this year, and I think there's a little bit of burnout for that series, and I think House of Slaughter had a lot to do with it.
I do too.
I think House of Slaughter come out because House of Slaughter just isn't up there as good as what the Something is Killing the Children, and House Slaughter comes out, and for some reason, Something Killing Children just kind of takes a hiatus, and you don't get, when's the last time you got an issue of that? It's been months,
right?
And stuff, so it's out of people's minds and memories really quickly, because we got this other one out there, and I think it's really hurt that title, to be honest. So I'd be curious to see if the sales have dropped on it, because last year, man, it was by far the number one pick, but this year, I would say, if I were to go through and add these up, and even just looking at the top 10 lists that are out there, is it mentioned that much this year? No, it was still published this whole year, except for the last few months. But that one wasn't on people's list. Berserker was another one. There was quite a few that were on there last year that still had titles this year that didn't make the list again. And Department of Truth really wasn't.
I dropped off of that.
On a lot.
Matter of fact, I just pulled that off my pull list yesterday.
And I will say this, and I a lot of people might disagree with me because the only thing I can think of is maybe the Many Deaths of Layla Starr. Boom didn't have that great of a year this year.
No.
In comparison to last year, it just didn't seem like it did. And because they had an exceptional year 2020,
right?
And then 2021 wasn't their best year, in comparison. I mean, I think you guys would agree if you took 2021 and compared Boom in 2021 to 2020, which year was better, and I think we would all agree 2020 was a better year for Boom.
Yeah, I think.
And that's too bad because I was hoping that they would kind of ride that wave and have another banner year. But I think really the company that really stepped up in 2021 was Image.
Image and Aftershock.
Yeah, and I mean we'll get to Aftershock your books in a minute, but I would say Image by far.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Is like a really just put out some quality stuff this year. I mean, hands down. We're looking at one right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And stuff. So good year for Image.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And with the fatigue on Something is Killing the Children, it makes me wonder, because we did get some books on that was the end of Erica's arc.
I don't even know what's going on anymore. After 15, I kind of really fell off, and kind of to go back because 16 rebooted it, or didn't reboot, but they went to do the history or the origin of it and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I really kind of just wanted to see maybe I was hoping they'd just do like one issue. And maybe the House of Slaughter would cover that or whatnot.
Right.
But then go back to a current story and something new and fresh and something like that.
Yeah. But, I mean, we were invested in Erica.
Yeah.
Right? And so, yes, the monsters and the House of Slaughter is a great backdrop for what she's doing. But I'm not invested in any of the characters in House of Slaughter.
Yeah.
And, yes, I mean, I love learning more about that part of it. But I think that they could have, he could have, given us more teaching us about that stuff through Erica's story. Yeah. And I kind of wish that he just would have kept on with that main book and not came out with House of Slaughter. I know that some people have said, we want more.
They should do a spin-off with that wagon girl from the first issue. She didn't have any limbs.
That's right.
She was just in the wagon.
Right.
Just do a spin-off of her just wagoning around the town or something like that.
Roll me over here.
It's just a comic book, guys. Don't take it too seriously. Wagon Girl.
Wagon Girl.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
All right, I got the next one. It's a long one. Look at that.
Look at that.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Here we go. We're going to do my best here. This is from Davey Sipple. He says, Number 1, Strange Academy, Young and Ramos' best creative team. Number 2 is Robin Williamson, top writer for DC. Joshua Williamson, local guy here. Number 3, Hellions from Zeb Wells, bringing the fun that was desperately needed to the X-verse. Number 4, Ice Cream Man, cream of the crop constantly since issue 1. Number 5, Beta Ray Bill, Daniel Warren Johnson at the top of his game. Number 6, Once and Future, Gillen, Mora, and Bonvillain continues to crush it. Number 7, Ultra Mega, James Heron puts an exciting new twist on Kaiju. Issue number 1 is jaw-droppingly good. Number 8, The Many Deaths of Layla Starr, Ray MV at his most eloquent and profound, and Robbie just loves Ram V. It doesn't say that, but number 9, Nice House on the Lake. Where is Tinian going here? We're all sticking around to find out. Number 10, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Tom King bringing an intimacy and brazenness to Kara that I haven't read before. Best single issue of 2021. Crossover number 7. Chip elevated the series to where it needed to go. Kate's trying to catch up since the bar was raised. Honorable mentions: The Good Asian, Time Before Time, Barbaric, Echoland, Scumbag, Black Hammer Reborn, Shadow Doctor, and A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance, especially issue 3. Davey took a long time to do that, and I wanted to share that because he really put some effort into it.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of great books, and you know what? I couldn't agree with him more. Let me put that up there as an example. He mentioned crossover issue number 7. Really, to me, I think probably is the best single issue of the year of any comic book, and it really got me back on the series.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of waning a little bit, and I read this one, and I was like, oh man, that's so cool, and I'm curious to see where it goes from there. And I've been more into this. I actually went back. I sold them. I sold the whole set on my auction, and then this one still called to me because I had an extra copy. It's like, you know what? I'm really liking it still. So I went back and bought 1 through 6 again. So now I have the whole set and all the way up to date to whatever is out right now. But it really, I know you read it, and I know that...
I did not read it.
You did not read it?
I did not read it.
Why?
I read issue number 1, and then I decided at that particular point, because it was not what I thought it was going to be.
You need to read this issue.
Well, I understand, but my plan was to collect it in the trade.
Yeah.
And so I am looking forward to reading it. I know this is significant.
Yeah.
Every time it was mentioned when we were at Washington State SummerCon, I just kind of...
You don't need to read the other ones for this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can read that, because it's a standalone issue.
Go ahead and put that right here.
Yeah. It's a standalone issue.
Uh-huh.
And because it's written by Chip. It definitely takes the series and turns it on its head. So you're obviously aware of the basic concept, okay? Perfect.
Right.
Just go to this, read this, and oh wow, that's really cool. Mm-hmm. And that will spark your interest to want to read the rest of it and stuff like that.
Sweet.
Because honestly, after the first couple issues, it was kind of dying off, and it wasn't really doing much. But this definitely will.
Yeah.
Spark, and it's awesome. Like I said, you can read that one by itself and just appreciate how good that issue without reading anything else. So
right.
He's absolutely right on that. And thank you, Davey, for taking the time to share all these books. Like I said, he had a ton of them, but I know of probably about half of the ones on here that he mentioned, and he was like the only one who mentioned Scumbag, so I can appreciate that too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some of the other ones that he mentions here, Barbaric was really good. That's a 3-issue miniseries. Mm-hmm. Echolands is one that I really love. This week it's probably my pick of the week. The Good Asian really surprised the heck out of me. Mm-hmm. Love that. He mentioned earlier the Ultra Mega. Ultra Mega was great. And he mentions a lot of great books here.
All right, guess what? You're up next.
All right, next one comes from Spectral Crescent Comics. Did we do one from him before? No?
No.
Okay. He says, the comic series that stuck out to me the most this year was The Me You Love in the Dark. I did not go into it expecting what I ultimately got, a powerful allegory reflecting abusive relationships in a Lovecraftian wrapper. It was terrific.
So, none of us expected Ghost Sex, and I think that's what he's really referring to, what he got what he didn't expect.
Right.
I wasn't buying this book hoping that, man, I really hope this character has sex with a ghost. And that's what we got in issue 2. And that's easily made it one of my favorite books of the year.
And that's the part where I dropped it.
And you know what? As far as like ghost sex books out in 2021, I'm pretty sure this one has the market cornered.
It does. You didn't know you wanted it, did you?
Yeah. So thank you, Image, for putting that out there. Nice 5-issue. But seriously, it is about abusive relationship. Even ghosts have their quirks and stuff like that, you know?
Right.
And, but it was a great story, great team. Scotty Young and everyone involved in this. People did Middle West. I loved it. I talked about it quite a bit on the show. You know that and stuff. Yeah. But the title intrigued me. The You Meet Love in the Dark. Come on. You know what? This year's going to be the one word titles. Like, finger.
Right.
Elbow. Crosswalk.
Instead of we eat them when they're dead.
Sometimes we go out in the daytime.
Right.
Sitting at a park bench talking to strangers. Do you have that? What's the other one that's out there right now? The farthest away you can drive without going backwards or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
There's one called that right now or something.
It's crazy.
I don't know.
The furthest place from here.
Yeah. How about one called like Cone? You got Cone?
Pip.
Yeah. Little ones. Like. Anyway, maybe 2023, right?
Right.
So anyway, you didn't read this one.
I did. Once I read the second issue, I dropped off of it. For me, I'll just be honest. It was a huge disappointment for me because with that creative team and how much I loved Middle West, I was hoping for another sweeping adventure like that. And I started getting Ghost Sex, and I'm like, do I really
Well, it was a very small cast. Like Middle West involved
much more, right?
Much larger cast, much larger. I mean, this is pretty much you're introduced to the main character in the very beginning, and like the real estate lady and her agent. That's it.
Yeah.
And then it's pretty much her and the ghost for the next 3 issues.
Yeah.
And then the agent comes into play at the last couple issues.
Yeah.
But it's a very small cast and really does not leave the house.
Yeah.
As opposed to Middle West, where it's a town, it's different, really big universe. You know, not a huge universe, but you know, obviously more than just one house.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, the main thing about the book was the ghost didn't want her to leave.
Right.
You know, and stuff, and so that she didn't leave until end of it and everything. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, look, I love that creative team.
Yeah.
It just wasn't the book for me. And
so if it was more ghost sex, would you like it better?
No.
Really? So I mean, if it was a bigger universe, and like a universe bigger,
and they were having
Middle West,
a lot of ghost sex.
Yeah. Well, no.
It's not the book for me.
Okay. Yeah, whatever. I tried everyone.
On to the next one.
You got the next one there, pal.
All right, next one comes from Robert Carbone. He says, "Hi, Bueller. Thanks as always for the great video. My 2021 top picks in no order were Geiger, Nice House on the Lake, Shadow Doctor, that's one that we didn't mention so far, Noctera, and this one's for Robbie, The Many Deaths of Layla Starr. All were awesome reads."
All right, of course, I had to pick this out because there was only a couple comments that had it on there. And there's the Shadow Doctor. That was one of my, I would say my series pick of the, my real pick of like the best books. Okay, I love Scumbag. That's like a guilty pleasure book.
Yeah.
It's, okay, but when you look at Scumbag compared to that, there's no comparison. This book, hands down, was the best series of the year. Shadow Doctor. 5-issue series, true story. I mean, give me a break.
It was great.
If Scumbag was a true story, it'd be another conversation. We can only wish. But no, this is literally a true story. And it's just amazing to know what this gentleman, he's sharing it on his deathbed to his son, okay? And then his son, that's being told from the grandson.
The grandson, right.
Yeah. But this gentleman's sharing how he, you know, it's a black gentleman who very early on in life gets kind of involved with like gangs and stuff like that. The mob. Goes to school, educates himself, becomes a doctor, goes back to the city, Chicago, I believe, Chicago. Can't get a job as a doctor because nobody will give him a loan, nobody will hire him because he's a black guy.
Right.
And so he turns to his old roots that he had, or old people that he knew. And so he ends up becoming the mob doctor for Al Capone, you know, and reluctantly, he doesn't want to, but it's a double-edged sword. Out of necessity. He's like, if I can do this, I can be a real doctor as well and help you know, good people.
Right.
But in the same time, I still have to help you know, Al Capone's people or whatnot. And it's just like it's just a wonderful read, and it's just a wonderful series that should be a television show or a movie or something like that, because when you describe what I just described to you guys is not a comic book. I mean, I could describe that scenario to my mother and she'd be, "Oh, what movie is that?"
Right.
She's not going to say what comic book was that.
Yep.
And it's already made to be a comic and stuff. I would love to see this on the screen and stuff. I just loved it. I was enamored with it from the first issue, and it put me at that bedside listening to the gentleman as he's passing away tell his story for the first time.
Right.
I loved it.
It was amazing. Loved it. It was amazing. It was definitely one of my favorite series of the year, and I thought it was going to be in these comments more.
Yeah, I would. You know, it's like you said earlier. Aftershock had a great year. This is a perfect example.
Yeah. Of
one of the books that really stood out. Maniac New York and stuff like that. Two very different books.
Dead Day was another good one.
Yeah, but they have a nice variety of stuff that they do over there at Aftershock. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. So Shadow Doctor, if you haven't got it yet, go pick it up. Pick up the trade, digital. I don't care. Just read the freaking book.
So good.
It's worth your time. And I mean, I don't know if there's a volume 2, but it sounds like at the end of reading number 5, there could be more to it.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, how much did this contribute to the downfall of Al Capone? I don't really know.
Right.
You know, but it's based on what the stories were shared. You know, whatever his grandfather shared. That's what it is. So maybe he didn't share any more, and it's over. But if he did share more, man, I'd sure love to hear.
I'd love it. Absolutely.
All right, you got the next one.
All right, I guess it comes from my buddy DC Patrol. He says, "It's been a weird year for me. Most of the books I was looking forward to didn't deliver, and then there were some surprises which rose to the occasion. I think my single favorite issue was Green Arrow 80th Anniversary. I loved that from start to finish. It also had a lovely tribute to Denny O'Neil. It absolutely did. He says, Suicide Squad, Robin and Deathstroke Incorporated have all surprised me and are constantly fun. Barbaric was great. Crimson Cage, only one issue, but it was a brilliant read. Nice House on the Lake has been a solid and engaging series.
Okay, so I have a couple of the ones here. Obviously, we mentioned this a little bit earlier. Barbaric, number 1. This is, I don't know what printing this is, but this was a 3-issue series. I picked them all up together. They came out with 3 different covers, 1, 2, and 3. They all kind of look like this. I passed on the series when it was out. So I got those, and now I have I still need to read it, but I know you read it. You
I loved it, yeah.
It's about a axe that talks and stuff that wants
to
eat people.
He's got a guy who's a barbarian, and barbarian's going to bloodlust, and he's got this talking axe, and the talking axe kind of forces him only to kill like bad people, like demons and stuff like that. Funny, gory.
Yeah.
It was so awesome. I loved every minute of it.
There you go. The other one he talked about was Crimson Cage. Like he said, yes, there was only one book out. I don't even think number 2's come out yet. But this is by AWA. I think AWA had some pretty good titles this year. There's a couple people mentioned ENIAC and that one that you
liked.
Not All Robots.
But
yeah.
Something like that.
It's kind of weird that he went there, didn't it? Anyway, it happens all the time with this guy.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway, I have this one. I still haven't looked at it yet. I feel kind of dumb that I haven't read it yet because it was on. I remember I went to the shop. They didn't get the books in. And I said, hey, I'm not going to be able to come back. If you guys get a copy of this, can you put it in my box? They did. They made sure I got a copy. I still need to read it because obviously it's, from what I understand, it's about wrestling, but more of a, like a Mozart type. I don't know. It's kind of more dramatic, I guess. More like a Shakespearean wrestling. You haven't read it yet?
No, I have not.
So I'm looking forward to reading it. And number 2, I think maybe comes out this week, if I'm not mistaken. But like I said, I think AWA did pretty good this year as well. I know I always put number 1s in my box for AWA. And so anyway, 2 really good independent titles. I don't know much about the Green Lantern one that you talked about.
The Green Arrow?
The Green Arrow.
Yeah, the Green Arrow had, he liked it from start to finish, which I think is awesome. I didn't like every story inside of it. I know there was a Mike Grell story. I know they brought Kevin Smith on for a story. The big names for Green Arrow.
Sure.
And so there were a couple of good ones inside of there that I really enjoyed. But when these anniversary issues come out that are the compilations and stuff like that, I'm always skeptical on them.
Yeah.
And so maybe because I went in with that mindset, I didn't enjoy it as much. But DC Patrol, it's awesome that you enjoyed it from start to finish.
Nice. I got the last one here. This one is from Rave Knight 1356. He said, besides my book, PTSD, my favorite books was Scout's Honor by Aftershock, another Aftershock book, Silver Coin, and my second, I think he was referring to a second book that's coming out. So I have a copy of his book right here, so we'll put that up there, give it a little bit more publicity as it should deserve. There you go, PTSD. That's by Rave Knight 1356. I was a backer on Kickstarter for it. Something really cool. I gave Bob a copy, and he's now read it. He's going to review it during our Was It Good segment later on in the show today. So I don't want to get too much away. I liked it. I talked about it last week. I'm going to wait till he does his review here in a little bit. A couple of his other books, Scout's Honor, I know that I read the first couple for that one. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Silver Coin, I'm up and down on that one.
Yeah.
Since it's
been up and down.
Yeah. Since every issue is its own story, some are better than others, and some haven't been good at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a few of the ones I think the first issue I enjoyed. I can't remember what issue. Like, it didn't make any sense. It was like, hey, what's the coin for? It didn't do nothing.
Right.
And then there was like the arcade issue.
I dug that arcade.
And the arcade issue is really good.
Yeah.
So Silver Coin is a hit and miss book. It's similar to the lines of Ice Cream Man as far as every issue is individually, but Ice Cream Man is more constant. Every issue's pretty good. Every issue's
great.
Yeah. Like Ha was another one wasn't mentioned here.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Maybe it was earlier in the year people just forgot about it. I think there was a lot of books that weren't mentioned from earlier in the year. none of the future state was on anyone's list. That made it on there. Not a lot of Marvel stuff. Mainly just independent stuff. And then that's the stuff we're more familiar with. So, anyway. You know what? I have some other books I want to give some honorable mentions to.
Sure.
And they were mentioned a few times in the comments, but just kind of in passing. So we're just going to kind of show them and give them some love. The first one being Moon Knight was mentioned a couple of times. And of course, we're going to put my exclusive up there to represent that.
There you go.
Vinyl was mentioned a couple of times. A series I really enjoyed also. This one I just have to put out there for Damien, because this was his favorite book of the year. Rain Like Hammers, which I have not read.
I have not read it yet either.
And here is issue number 2. I had number 1. I got rid of it. He said, you don't even bother, just read issue 2, so I'm just going to read that one. A few people mentioned they really liked the Amazing Spider-Man, the new run.
After Jason Aaron?
After Jason Aaron. They really enjoyed it, so I had a few people say they've been enjoying it lately. Easy Way, I think they have a new logo on top of it now, and I think that they started that when the new team took over.
Yeah.
He mentioned this one earlier, Good Agent. This has been on a lot of people's lists.
That one really surprised me. Really good. Here, I'm done.
Okay. He just wants them. That's what he's doing. All right, here's another one right here. Of course, we got Noctera. People mention that a lot, and of course, I gotta put that out there. You guys know. The Scumbag, honorable mention. Just a fun book. Geiger was mentioned quite a bit.
That was one of my top books of the year.
We got some Aftershock love. We got Chicken Devil. This is more of my pick right there. Nobody mentioned Chicken Devil but me. And this one wasn't mentioned either, but I enjoyed the series as well. Silver City.
Oh, yeah.
By Aftershock. So there you go. Those are just some honorable mentions. Some of the ones were mentioned. Some of them were just my couple of the ones that I enjoyed. But I just wanted to put those out there and share. Anything, can you remember that you kind of really enjoyed that wasn't brought up?
No, I mean there's most of what I would have said has been brought up. I definitely was surprised by Nottingham. Nottingham was a great series. Geiger was probably one of my top picks. The one that really I absolutely loved, especially the first issue when it came out, was Echolands.
Oh yeah,
absolutely phenomenal. And actually, I think that's in my Was It Good segment today. And then. Yeah, I mean, most of what's already been mentioned. Ice Cream Man was solid all the way through.
Yeah.
Nice House on the Lake was great. But a smattering all the way through. I would say that 2020 was probably a better year than 2021 as far as what we got as far as continuity. But I mean, there's some great books this year, man.
I know that you mentioned Nightwing quite a bit.
Nightwing's another one.
I want to give DC some love because I don't have a lot of DC on my pull list.
Yeah, once, I'm going blank on his name.
Tom King?
No, not Tom King.
Tom Taylor?
Tom Taylor. No.
Tom Noakes? That's my dad.
Tom Noakes.
Tom Green?
Not Tom King. Tom Taylor.
Tom Green.
Not Tom Green.
Hanks?
Stop it. Okay. Anyway, I can't think of the writer's name. Is it Tom Taylor?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Anyway, the guy that wrote Deceased.
Sure.
And when he hopped on Nightwing, completely revamped that title. I was hating, what was going on before that, and just completely blew that title wide open. I've loved it every issue since, and so definitely got to give some love on that one.
Yeah. That was Tom Taylor, I believe.
Tom Taylor, yeah.
Tom King, a couple of his books came to an end. Strange Adventures. Mm-hmm. That was one of his better ones. Rorschach was another one.
Rorschach was another one.
That was I enjoyed that series. I picked those up. I'm trying to think. Mainly the DC stuff that I liked.
Swamp Thing is another one that wasn't mentioned.
Yeah. Mainly the stuff I liked from DC was not in continuity with anything that's going on, to be honest. It was all the standalone. Like the Strange Adventure or the Rorschach and stuff like that. As far as Marvel goes, a couple other ones like Dark Age, I like that one. That's still going on right now.
That's still going on.
Trying to think back of other Marvel stuff I enjoyed. I mean, we got to think about it. We got the King in Black in the beginning of the year. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed the first couple of issues. I thought it was great. The new Hulk and the new Venom aren't really doing anything for me, to be totally honest, which is kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
Because I was really hoping that they would really just jump off the page and just done it yet. You know, maybe they do in the coming issues because they need to. And I really kind of died off of Thor this year. I canceled Thor.
I did too.
Pulled that off my list. Yeah, so it's been kind of a lean Marvel year, I guess.
For sure.
And a little lean for DC, but DC has had some decent titles. And there's a lot of really good DC books out there. I just didn't read. I just didn't have access to them or whatnot. So
yeah.
But I know that there's been a lot of people talking about DC stuff. So it's all Batman stuff.
This is the first time in my comic collecting history that I am thinner on the big two than I am on independents.
Yeah.
Most of my pull list, I'd say a good 80% of my pull list is independents right now.
Yeah, I went to the comic shop and they're like, "Oh, we didn't get our Marvel books." I'm like, "That's okay."
I know.
I don't have anything on my list.
And I hate saying that.
Yeah.
I really do.
We didn't get any DC books in. I go, "That's okay. I don't have any DC on my list either."
Yeah.
They go, "We didn't get our Diamond shipment." I go, "Oh man." That's all images. So that's on my pull list. I mean, my pull list only has like 2 books on it right now.
Yeah.
So it's just pretty bare. So
yeah, I mean, I hate to say. I mean, just yesterday I was cleaning up my list. I dropped Joker. Joker's not grabbing me anymore. Yeah. I mean, it's just I don't know.
I wanted to stay on Joker, but the price point just got to me every time. It's $4.99, $5.99. Just you guys know how I feel about that. So I just couldn't do it after. Same thing with Batman. Just tired of the price point being $5, $6 and stuff.
Right.
So I don't know. Anyway, that's our topic. Brought to you by Black Box Comics. Go to their website, blackboxcomics.net. And the code Bueller, you save 10% off any of their titles. You can get that new one, Wilder. It's Wilder. You get the Shinukage one that Bob just has some weird fetish about. But you know what? Whatever floats that guy's boat. Right?
Samurai.
There you go. All right, let's go on to our final 5, brought to you by Bird City Comics. Go to their website. And their code Bueller. You get 10% off. You want to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
Again, these are pickups that I've gotten in the last couple of months. Let me put my glasses on again. And the first one I got is Thor number 175.
Nice.
There we go. And then we got Iron Man number 15. That's a well-loved book. And then
that's my style.
Captain America number 116. There you go. And then Avengers number 86. And then one of the few Spider-Man books that I got, which is issue number 170, and it's that one with Dr. Faustus on the cover.
Nice.
So there you go. There's my final 5.
Not bad. Well, I just dropped one of my books and it's way down there, so I'm not going to get it. So I only have 4.
Oh, boy.
But you know what? I went to town again, man. I got a bunch of money. And I just just blow a bunch of money.
Just blew money.
Yeah, so I mean, I just...
Look at this guy.
Yeah, so here we go. I went out and got the Green Lantern, Green Arrow, number 85. This is the one about the drugs.
Oh my gosh!
This is drugs. This is not a reprint either.
My ward's a junkie.
This is real one. I got Tales on Suspense number 39, first appearance of Iron Man.
There you go.
This is not a reprint. This is the real one. And then I got the Detective Comics number. I don't even know what number this is. Can't even read it here. 181 or something. I don't know. What does that say? Can you read that number up there? It's so dark. I can't even read it. It's right up there.
369 or
yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
It's the first appearance of Batgirl.
Batgirl.
Yep, that would cost me a lot of money too.
Mm-hmm.
And then you know what? I always wanted one of these, so I figured I might as well. AF-15.
You know what this feels like? It feels
Christmas?
No, it feels like this morning that you didn't want to bend over in your boxes and you just cruised your wall and walked out the door because those are right behind you.
Don't be a dick, man. That's one of my rules. Don't be a dick.
Oh, you do this to me all the time.
No, I wanted it. Yeah, kind of that. A little bit of that. But you know what? They're kind of cool.
They are cool. No,
I like the facsimiles.
I do too.
I for the most part, they've kind of stopped doing them.
Yeah.
And they stopped doing the True Believers as well, which pisses me off because I enjoyed those. But the facsimiles and some of these titles, I like having in the collection.
Yeah.
And they do a good job. And some of them, Like the one they did for the Avengers, they had Vision on the front. They actually put the 12-cent price tag on the cover, to where the other ones actually have the price point $3.99.
Right.
You know, which is how much they sell for. But like the Vision one, if you look at that one, the only place where it shows the price is at the barcode at the bottom. But they actually left the 12 cents on there. Yeah, and they've only done that maybe two times. But I can't think of anyone, like if I look on here,
I don't think, yeah.
These ones all have like the $3.99 price point on them. And then, but no, take a look at the Vision one if you have it, and it'll say 12 cents on it.
Interesting.
Anyway, that's our Final Five brought to you by Bird City Comics. Go to the website, 10%, Bueller code, get whatever you want. They got some really cool exclusives coming out I'm going to be sharing on the show here pretty soon with some really good artists that needs a little bit more publicity. It's a good artist. I can't remember the guy's name and stuff, but I've seen his artwork, and he needs to be a little bit more well known. So we're going to share some of that work on here, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. So let's go ahead and move on to our Was It Good segment, brought to you by Comics on Coffee. Go to their website and enter code Bueller. You save 15%. Don't forget, we have the giveaway every week right now. You just leave a comment on this video, you're entered to win a bag of coffee, and we'll let you know who wins every week. So they will be sending it to you, so I don't have to deal with it.
Very cool.
So it's great. So anyway, let's do our Was It Good. I have Bob's books right here, so we'll all start on my side here, and we'll go ahead and start with this one. And the first one we have here is Echo Lands number 5. This is the stupid Sideways book. Echo Lands number 5. Mm-hmm. Bob.
Yes.
Was it good?
It was really good. Actually, This is my pick of the week.
Nice.
You know, ever since this book came out, I have just been in love with it, especially the artwork. The story after the first issue, I didn't know, kind of where it was going. It's kind of like a very fast trek through a bunch of things. And so I couldn't say the story was cohesive, but this particular issue did exactly what I was hoping for. It slowed down. You started getting into more character development, which I really loved. And now to accompany that beautiful artwork, because the artwork inside of this is amazing. And this is one of those that you cannot buy digitally. You've got to, get it in your hands, experience every page, because it's amazing. And but now the story has come to a place where the character development is starting to happen, and I am enjoying it so much. I can't remember if this is just going to be a mini series, if it's going to be an ongoing series for a while. I'm enjoying the ride. Definitely my pick of the week. If you haven't been reading Echolands, I would say if you can get the first 5 issues, go pick them up. They're well worth it. It's amazing.
They also do a director's cut for like the second print or whatnot. I don't actually like those. Mm-hmm. They're in black and white.
Yeah.
And these books you get your money's worth. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still think they're dumb because they're sideways. But these are like really nicely done books.
They are.
Like great paper quality and just the cover and everything. Mm-hmm. But they're sideways. But you do get your money's worth in these books. And then the black and white ones that they do for the director's cut, they don't look as good.
No.
They don't. The artwork in here needs to be in color to be appreciated.
Yeah, and I'm not buying those director's cuts. But when I see them and I know what's on that page, it makes me appreciate what's on the page even more. So I'm not going to be buying them, but definitely you can see how much work as far as put into the color on that.
Yeah, because you gave me issue number 1, and then I picked up issue number 2, director's cut. It was like in the dollar bin, and I was like, oh, okay. And I looked, I didn't know it was black and white. I was like, oh, these aren't that as good. Plus, it's sideways.
Sure. You don't like that sideways thing, huh?
Anyway, we got another one here. We got Moon Knight number 6. We talked about Moon Knight a little bit earlier as far as being some people's favorites. Moon Knight number 6. Bob.
Yes.
Was it good?
You want to know something?
I guess that's what we're here for.
It was good.
Okay.
Well, and this is the thing. Jed MacKay, I gotta tip my hat to him because there's elements of the series that, it doesn't feel like my Moon Knight.
Yeah.
But it's so well written. I've not decided to take it off my list, and here we are at issue 6, and it's still there, and I'm still enjoying it. And this was another great issue. Last issue we had a Zodiac show up, and just basically kicked the crap out of Moon Knight. In this particular issue, he basically the other fist of Khonshu comes to the rescue, and we got his backstory a little bit inside of this one, and I'm really enjoying the writing inside of this. Nice. Artwork is good, but for this Moon Knight series, it's surprised the heck out of me, and I'm getting really excited for Moon Knight again. That's one of those things I was hoping to happen, especially on one of my favorite Marvel titles. So it's good.
Nice. I have the first 3 issues. I only read the first issue, and I thought it was okay. I'm a paper quality guy.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
It's just the way it is, but it's cool, man. I've heard Moon Knight's pretty good. So.
Yeah.
Your next one is the one we talked about earlier, PTSD. This is the copy I gave you.
Yeah.
And you had a chance to read it. So, Bob.
Yes.
Was this good?
So it's hard for me to say that it's good.
Yeah.
I'll say this. Is it a good comic book? It's a phenomenal comic book.
Yeah.
I was blown away.
Yeah.
And hopefully I don't get too emotional here.
Come on, Bob. Pull it together, bud. There's no crying on the Bueller bus.
There you go. Because it does get the title tells you everything you need to know about the book. It gets into PTSD, especially PTSD inside of somebody who's gone through war, somebody who's a veteran, and the artist, the writer and artist. I don't know what his name is. Do you know it, Bob?
Yeah, I know it, but not that.
My hat's off to you, because there's so many things inside of this book that you pegged, that is. Because of my working with people who've gone through trauma, I know to be very, very real.
Yeah.
And so there was a couple times inside of this book where I had to put it down because the waves of emotion were hitting me, because I know people who have gone through this, are going through this, and it's a very serious thing. And unless you have some understanding of what somebody's going through, nobody looks at PTSD with the amount of weight that it should be given. Yeah. And what the creator has done is actually put you in that seat to experience. And this is an extreme case.
Yeah, and I think that's the goal of the book. The goal of the book is to put you in the seat as for that. Like you just said, it's hard to say, was it good?
Right, because at the end, you're not going to feel good. At the
exactly. And I think that's both our review is this book does what it's supposed to do. It puts you in that seat, and it's a phenomenal book. Is it good? I think because of the storyline, because of what it's dealing with, it's hard to be like. It's hard to be a book I'd recommend if you're just looking to enjoy your day.
Right, exactly.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you're looking for something that before I said, if I want to enjoy my day, I'm not going to sit there and watch Schindler's List. Okay?
Or Joker.
Yeah, but I want to watch the movie because I can appreciate what it does,
right?
And the storytelling. If I want to watch something and enjoy my day, I'm going to probably watch Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, When Nature Calls.
Do not go in there.
I love that movie. When he came out of that rhino's asshole, that was awesome. There's nobody climbing out of a rhino's asshole in here, But it does what it needs to do, and I thought it was great. I mean, and apparently you did as well.
Yeah,
so I'm glad you got a chance to read it.
Thank you very much for allowing me to experience that. Because I don't know if I would have ever seen it if you hadn't given it to me.
Yeah.
And so if it's one of those that I would say that if you know somebody who's going through PTSD, or if you want to understand it for yourself, instead of reading a textbook that gives you an explanation, this will help you to kind of experience what somebody goes through. And this is like one of a more extreme case. But it's one of those where, because something happens with the mind where it gets fractured with PTSD, where you don't know what reality is and what reality is not sometimes. Yeah. And that's what this guy goes through inside of this. And it's very heart-wrenching.
There you go.
And so my hat's off to the creator. Phenomenal job.
Yeah. And
for that, I'm going to say it was good.
Yeah.
But like you just said, it's not going to make you feel good at all.
Yeah.
So.
The user on this one is Raven Knight 1356. Let me just go ahead and look in here. I'll give you guys the name of the gentleman. I know his name. I just I'm not good with names, and I just busted Bob's blue taste.
It's all right.
But you can see on the back there.
Yeah.
It's got my name on here, Comics with Bueller.
Oh, awesome.
For all the supporters of the Kickstarter campaign and stuff like that. But we're looking at creator Paul Gomez.
Paul Gomez.
Creator, writer, penciler, ink was San Espina, Espina. Letter was Farron Delgado. There you go.
Great from team. The artwork inside of it really sets modes, really sets tone, and it immerses you. So this was from start to finish, the writing and the artwork and the content that it's dealing with. It was all phenomenally done.
Awesome. Very cool, man. Well, you know what? Guess what? I only read one book, and it's an older book because my shop didn't get my books in, and I haven't gone back to pick up my book. So do you have that book over there?
I do.
All right, here we go.
So the book that you read was Swamp Thing, Green Hell, and I'm surprised because this is one of the DC Black Label magazine prestige format, which he doesn't like. And so there you go, there it is. And Bueller.
Yeah.
Was it good?
So the whole reason I bought it, I wanted to get it, but it's because I went to the shop and they didn't get any books. So I was like, I need to buy something.
Right.
And they finally got this in because they didn't get this one last week. So they got this one in this week. And so I bought it, and I've had it in my back seat of my truck, and it fell on the ground twice in the rain.
It's jacked.
It's beat the hell, man. It's all bent. It's got water damage and stuff on there. So this is definitely a reader copy. But I read it, and man, for one, the artwork is fantastic. Artwork is just fantastic in this book. Loved it right away. I don't think it's been out a week, so I'll spoil it or whatnot. Constantine is in it, and Constantine is like living in a lighthouse and stuff. This is like in the future and everything.
Right.
Did you read it?
No, not yet.
Okay. And like a swamp thing, swampy. He's doing some swampy stuff.
Some swampy stuff.
Yeah, and he swamp stuffs some other dudes. And it's gruesome. I mean, this book is gruesome.
I heard it was gory.
Yeah, it's very gory, very horror oriented type book, and Constantine is like telling Swampy to get over here and stop doing some swampy things.
Swampy things.
Yeah, because he's swamping around, swamping in people's faces and stuff, and ripping eyeballs out with his swampy hands and everything, But it's great. It's a good story. I enjoyed it. It's kind of a, how would I put this? It's basically like there's this town, and it's like it's set in the future of this town, and people just living, doing their thing, trying to survive. And then there's like the toughs or whatnot that come to collect their share every month, to keep the peace, but they're really bad guys and stuff. So they don't keep their agreement, so they start attacking the town again, and then the Swampy comes in and starts doing some swamp stuff. And then they're like, oh, we need to go to the guy in the lighthouse, and he can make things right, because Swampy doesn't care who he swamps, and he spreads the swamp all over the place.
You use some cornstarch. You can take care of that.
He's spreading this swamp seed everywhere.
Right.
So anyway, it's good. I love it. So I'll probably pick up the other ones too, since I got this thing. It's a stupid, 12-foot book or whatnot.
Do you know how many issues are going to be in this?
I think it's 3.
3, okay.
Yeah, probably. But I enjoyed it. Thought it was good. Definitely a reader copy. My other 2 will definitely be reader copies as well. I will literally buy the next issue, walk out of the store, and throw it on the ground.
Can I videotape that?
Just so it matches the rest of them.
Right, there you go.
And I'll step on it and like, perfect. So there you go.
That'll be my content for the week. You guys got to watch this.
That's wasn't good. That's the only book I read. I didn't get. I don't think they've gotten books yet. But there's been a problem lately. Nobody's getting books.
But don't you receive things digitally?
Yeah, but there really wasn't some of the ones I wanted to read, and I'm kind of waiting to get them physically and stuff like that. And because the other week before there was hardly anything that came out.
That's true.
And this past week there really wasn't much on there. But The Scorch is one that I'm going to read here that's coming in. And we filmed this on Saturday, so it's a couple days before this comes out, so I already have access to it. But that's it. That's my Was It Good segment brought to you by Comics on Coffee.
Which is not swampy.
It's not swampy at all. It's swampless. Although it does come from Florida. There's swamps there.
There is.
But the coffee doesn't come from Florida. It comes from other places. It goes to Florida, and it goes to you.
That's right.
So you win it. So just leave a comment on the video. You can enter to win one of those. And if you don't win, you can just go to the website and buy it.
Yeah.
And save 15% if you use the code Bueller. So there you go. That's it. You want to do our random thoughts?
Yeah.
All right, we have random thoughts. These are brought to you by you guys, our Patreons, and also brought to you by Scout Comics. You go there, 10% and a code Bueller, and pretty soon Whatnot and all that stuff. We're going to talk about. Let me take this one down.
Mm-hmm.
It's all raggedy. We'll put this one back up there. Might as well, right? Give some local love or some independent love going on. We're going to talk about some Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. There's a new TV show that has Boba Fett on there. Apparently, it's the plus size Boba Fett. it's the Bueller plus Boba Fett. It's not the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett.
No.
Boba got hungry in the belly of the Sarlacc.
For sure.
He was like, "Ooh, what's this?" So Boba had a little extra food there and stuff, but he
Boba
knew his
had
way
some
out.
bubbles.
Yeah, some Boba tea or whatnot. I don't know. So you've seen the first 2 episodes?
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts?
So when the first episode came out, there were some things that happened inside of it that to me weren't in line with the character.
Spoilers, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely spoilers. That weren't in line with what I know of Boba Fett, and it kind of to me showed him as weak. I love the whole Sarlacc pit thing, seeing him, how he got out of there. But then when he became the crime lord at Mos Espa, there's some things that he did that just to me were weak, and I'm like, that's not Boba.
Yeah.
But seeing episode 2, because I'm sticking with this. Boba's one of my favorite characters.
Sure.
Episode 2 was freaking phenomenal,
Yeah.
and tied up some of the understanding of why he was doing things the way he's done in that first episode. And so everything that happened in episode 2, I think I've watched it 4 times now. Freaking love that episode. I can't wait for the next one. This is definitely some of the Star Wars stuff they're coming out, especially the series that they're coming out with. I think I'm starting to get more excited about than a lot of the even Marvel stuff that's coming out.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love the care that's being put into it. I love Robert Rodriguez as a director. I love Jon Favreau on the writing. To see more Boba Fett is great. And to see how it plays out inside of the episode, especially the Tusken Raider stuff. That's something I never thought I would ever see, because that's they're kind of side.
What is a Tusken Raider?
So this is the Sand People from the first
what,
movie.
are they people under their wraps?
Yeah. I mean, they're humanoid.
Are they going to take the wraps off?
I doubt we'll see that inside of the series.
Right.
But
what if they're like really attractive?
They're not.
What if this whole time
they're so
like no, you don't know.
Yeah,
what if this whole time they've had these wraps on their, but they're like the most attractive people ever.
It's like Zac Efron comes out,
Well, that's not exactly where I would have went, but you know what? Whatever floats your boat.
You know what I'm talking
Zac
about.
Efron, number 1 fan right there.
No.
But seriously, man, what if they're like this total perfect 10s?
Right.
But they're so ashamed, but they look so beautiful to cover themselves in their little wraps and stuff like that.
Right.
Same with the little dudes and stuff like that. Like little
Beavers, right?
Yeah, whatever. The little Jawas.
Yeah.
They're probably really attractive.
Oh, those guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe not like sand people, but I'm just theory. Put that out there.
Yeah, I just figure when you pull the hood off a Jawa, it's just like a wire and two lights.
That might be. I don't know. That's probably a robot. I don't know. Some things are better left unknown, I guess.
For sure, but truthfully, that whole thing, the way that it played out, blew me away. It really tied up. When we first see Boba in the Mandalorian series, he's got the outfit on, and you're wondering how is he got a Tusken Raider, kind
sure.
of. And so it kind of ties that all together. But now what they do with that going forward, now that he's a crime lord, I'm really interested to see how they're going to use that to play out.
Yeah.
And phenomenal stuff. I'm so on board with it. I can't wait for this next Wednesday.
I really do enjoy having a Star Wars series that you can watch that is out there that's coming out. And obviously they're not long series; they're like 6 or 8 episodes, whatever they are. But at least there's something to watch. And I think a TV show translates pretty good to a smaller Star Wars universe, like
sure.
they did with the Mandalorian, or Boba Fett. I don't know if it would work for a movie size, but it definitely works for a TV show. And I like the first 2 ones, besides the fact that he's like 50 pounds heavier than he was, which they have not explained that yet. I'm really looking forward to
I don't think they're going to explain
knowing how that happened. Yeah, he looks a little shorter too. But, man,
he soaked up all the Sarlacc juice, man.
Tubby Fett.
Right.
The book of Tubby Fett starts off with a Reese's peanut butter cup, and it ends with a Jello pudding pop.
The book of Tubby Fett.
Yeah,
I love it.
But you know what? I mean, like we have anywhere to squeeze right now. But that's interesting. But I don't know. I've enjoyed the first episodes. I love the callback to the pit and how he gets out of the pit and everything, and I thought that was great. Just to see that. And I think we were talking the other day for a character that literally had 6 minutes of screen time.
Yep.
He's so popular.
Yeah.
And he always has been. It hasn't been the point where he wasn't.
Right.
And to finally get a TV show dedicated to him and stuff like that, the extra 50 pounds and all, I'll take it.
Yeah.
So, I just wanted to kind of give everyone an update on the bus. The bus is pretty much done. Besides putting doors on the cabinets, it is pretty much done, man. I've done all the fine tuning, the sanding, the paint and everything. A couple wires I got to put here and there, but I cleaned the bus out. It's good to drive, and there's some stuff I'm going to have done to the outside, and some stuff I have to have done, like the mechanic or whatnot. But inside, it's pretty much done, man. I am good to go. I do have still stuff on my Amazon list. If you guys want to check that out, I'll put a link to that. It's not like essential stuff, but it's stuff I could use if you want to help out for the bus. I think there's like some jumper cables and some cooking type things, some lights and stuff like that. So if you guys do want to get something for the bus and kind of help out, I'd appreciate it. But you don't have to. Don't worry. Let's see. But yeah, I'm pretty much. I mean, you were here a couple weeks ago. There's been a lot done.
Yeah, absolutely.
In 2 weeks and stuff. The table's all done.
It's great.
Seats are good. I mean, everything's hooked up. I made dinner on here the other night. I stayed in here, cooked dinner right there on the counter, and
slept in here. The
third time I slept in here.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing there's a couple changes I would have made. The bed's a little high, and it's high because I need I need to have room to put my bike underneath the bed. If I could change that, I would have changed that. I would have lowered it probably about 4 inches. And maybe I was going to put the lights in the middle, but now I decided not to do that because I don't want to bump my head, because if my head touches the ceiling, I'm going to put the lights underneath the counters.
Oh, there you go.
Instead. So I'm going to pull the wires out. They're wired. The wires are actually sitting right there, and you could just plug a light into it, would work. But I'm going to pull them out and then put them somewhere else. So
get those little track lights maybe over
there. Kind of go down there and go from there. But got the sink in, got water and everything, and refrigerator, and it's nice out today. The solar panels are doing their thing, and it's
sucking up the sun.
Kind of nice in here, and you can see the sun starting to come in right now.
Yeah.
And like I said, the blackout curtains are really gonna help out, because the colors will really pop in here when the blackout curtains are done, and I can do that. So every week, I think the video is going to get a little bit better quality. That's kind of why I'm trying to shoot in here and stuff more and more.
Very good.
And I think it's working. So I kind of get a better angle, show this off a little bit more. There's a reason why the Coffee and Comics counter was so tall. On those videos.
It hit a lot.
We're like, dude, we're gonna make this really tall. So it's just like, here, I'm like, okay, that's good. And then, so we can hide everything and stuff, And I'm actually taking that apart. You haven't seen it, but I took apart some of the cabinets are made out of the wood from the coffee set.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the doors, they're actually right there by the microwave.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Yeah. The doors and the trim are going to be made from the set of the coffee, because I like reusing wood and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so the cabinets are made from the coffee set. So
Sweet.
It's looking a little ragged right now, but we only got 4 episodes left.
Yeah.
So this is 146. So 7, 8, 9, and 50. 150 is the last one. Kind of made that decision. So of this version of the coffee.
Of this version. Yeah.
So. Anyway, that's all I got, man. You got anything else going on?
Yeah, I'm going to be putting out a video this weekend. Should be out by the time this video comes out. I think I got some reviews. Some of the changes that I said I was making to my channel, you're going to start seeing. You're going to start seeing a lot more of my coloring. Yeah. I got some things dialed in as far as, camera angle and things like that. So I'll be adding that to my channel. Going to be doing some Kung Fu movie reviews coming up. That'll be happening. And like I said, I'm just going to use the channel to have fun. We'll see what happens. See how you guys like it, but I really appreciate the support. My channel is Everything Comics, and go over there and check out what I'm doing. I'd appreciate it.
I had this one comment that I got on the video, and I wanted to share it real quick.
Okay.
It's not the most charming comment, but you know what? I thought it was interesting, and give me a quick second. I'll see if I can't pull it up here. So after I've done some digging, I found this comment, and it's not like the most nicest
positive
comment from people, but you know what? This was from we did the interview with Jerry Conway at the Comic-Con, Washington State. So, but obviously since it's timely because the Punisher logo is in the thing, we actually asked him at that time what the Punisher logo meant to him, and that was the direct question to him because he created the logo. So, who else would you ask? You know. And so anyway, Jerry Conway gave an answer. Not everyone agreed with it. I can't tell you I 100% agreed with his answer because I'm not the creator of it, and he looks at it a different way than we do, easily. But anyway, but I get comments like this every now and then. And this one is from Glib Glob 87. Thank you, Glib Glob. And Glib Glob says, "Sorry, but you shouldn't be talking to this woke loser. Unsubscribed."
What? Yeah. Oh my gosh!
And this is from Glibglob.
All right.
And so I replied to Sir Glibglob. I said, "Thank you. Your subscription is not wanted if you are unable to handle a different point of view. I don't necessarily agree with him, but as an adult, I can handle it." I said, "Please take care. Get over it." And then they replied at comments with Bueller, "Nope, it makes you a woke loser too." And I said, "Thank you for proving my point. Wow." And he said, "You're just mad because I'm right." And I'm like, "Right about what?" And he hasn't replied back since then.
Right.
So because of his logic, because he describes Jerry Conway as a woke loser, and since I talked to said woke loser, that makes me one, I guess. But doesn't that make Glibglob a woke loser as well by his logic? Because he's talking to me,
right?
You know. So Glibglob, think about what you say before you say something stupid like that. But anyway, it is what it is. Like I said, I don't necessarily agree 100% with Jerry Conway's opinion, but I don't also agree with Glibglob saying, calling people a loser and unsubscribing. You know, if you were that narrow-minded person, don't watch my channel. I've said that before. Everyone has different points of views. I respect those points of views, whether I agree with them or not.
That's right.
Okay? It doesn't, I mean, a lot of people tell me all the time, I don't agree with you, but I really enjoy your stuff. Great, I don't want you to agree with me. You know, you don't have to. Me and Bob don't agree on everything.
No.
We have a lot of different points of views, but we're adult enough to handle it and go along our day, not just like throw out these random comments like calling people losers. And, you know, just because I talk to someone that he doesn't agree with makes me a loser too. You know, those type of people don't watch my show. I don't want you to watch it. And if this offends you right now, I'm saying this to someone out there because someone talked to me that maybe has a different point of view than you do. Sorry, but that's not the type of channel I'm running, you know. Yeah. Yeah. I'm open to different points of views, whether I agree with them, whether they agree with me, it doesn't matter. I'm a human being, and I will listen to them, and I will respect them, and hopefully they will show me the same respect back.
Exactly.
And because that's what you should do. I mean, even if you don't agree, I have family members I totally don't agree with, but I respect them enough because they're my family. I love them. They're friends, family. I don't care. You know, be an adult. Don't be a dick.
Exactly.
You know?
No, I agree. You know, I don't know what's happened, you know, but, you know, it used to be that people could disagree and still be able to get along.
Yeah.
Nowadays, if you disagree, then one of you is a bigot and the other one is right.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, you know, no. That's small, narrow-minded thinking.
Yeah.
And eventually, you know, that's the type of stuff that's going to take people down.
And trust me, I spent 85% of my life being wrong.
Yeah. Don't listen to me.
So, you know what? That's the way it goes, right?
But I do enjoy being able to have intelligent conversation from differing viewpoints. You don't have to agree with me.
Right.
I don't have to agree with you.
Yeah.
But we both learn something in the interaction from each other. We both can respect each other.
Yeah.
And really, we need each other.
Yeah.
Bottom line,
and
relationship.
That's the thing. I like, I can have if it's an intelligent conversation, no matter what the point of view is, it doesn't bother me whether we agree or not. But when you're talking to a dipshit, if I'm identifying that person there, I'm sorry. But if that's, I'm like, Jesus, it's like I'm wasting my time. Yeah. Because they're not listening to me. They don't care, and they've already made their mind up before a word comes out of my mouth. And stuff. And it's like, I've had those conversations, and I was like, man, you know what? I'm already exhausted from this, and I don't want to waste my time with it anymore. Yeah. But every now and then I get a comment like that, and like when I get comments like that, I pin it. So people can see it, because I'm like, really, dude? Really? That's all it took. To me, just asking someone how they feel about something, that's all it took.
Right. And a comic creator, which the channel is about comics.
Yeah.
Right. And we're going to have a conversation with that creator. And, anyway.
Good stuff.
Thank you for having the channel, my friend.
There you go.
I have fun here.
All right. You know what? That's all we got for you. This has been fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. The sun is coming back out. The rays are coming back on Bob and the afterglow. Something like that. He's pregnant, everybody. There you go. All right, Bob. Go ahead.
All right. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know what to do. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.